In this tutorial video, I'm going to show you how to add photo effects in iMovie. Now, adding photo effects is pretty much the same thing as adding video effects, but if you don't know how to add video effects, you're not going to know how to add photo effects. So let me just go ahead and show you how to do that. So I've added some photos down here in my project timeline, and I just want to go ahead and just start adding some different effects to these photos. So all I need to do is double click on one of my photos to open up the Inspector tab. Here inside the Inspector tab, you'll see Video Effect. Now just because it says Video Effect doesn't mean it can't be added to your photos as well. So if you click here where it says None, you now have the option to add one of these effects to your photos. Now as you start scrolling over the top, you can see over here in your viewer window exactly what that effect is going to look like on your photo. Now as soon as you've decided which one of these effects you want to add, all you need to do is click on it and hit Done. And if we play that back, you'll notice that that effect has now been added to that photo. Now let's say, for example, that we want to add that effect to the rest of the photos in our project timeline. Now there's an easier way to do that than just individually double-clicking on each of the photos and changing it in the Inspector tab. What you can actually do is click on the clip that already has the effect, right-click, and hit Copy. Then select the rest of the photos in your project timeline, then come up here to Edit, Paste Adjustments, Video Effect. And just like that, it's now copied that video effect to the rest of the photos in your timeline. Now if you want to change that effect after you've already added it, all you need to do is double click on the clip and go ahead and just click on Video Effect and go ahead and change that here in the Inspector tab once again. Another effect that you can add to your photos is the Ken Burns effect. So if you go up to one of the photos and click on this gear wheel here, you can click on it and hit Cropping, Ken Burns, and Rotation. You'll see this tab up here that says Ken Burns. If you click on that, it'll now give you the option to add a Ken Burns effect to your photos. Now what this is it basically just adds movement to each of your pictures. So all you need to do is you have the start position, which is this green rectangle, and you have this end position, which is the red rectangle. So now all you need to do is decide how you want that movement to look. So you can position your start position wherever you want that movement to start, and then you can move your end position where you want that movement to end. And as soon as you've made that decision, all you need to do is hit Done, and when we play that back, you'll see that movement has been added to your photo. Now another thing you can do with that Ken Burns effect, another thing that you can change besides just the movement, is how that photo zooms in and out. So let's say, for example, that we want our photo to start zoomed in and then zoom out to its end position. All we need to do is resize the rectangle inside the Ken Burns effect. So if you hit Done and we play that back, you'll notice now that it starts zoomed in and it slowly zooms out to that final position. Now if you need to make that effect so that it lasts a little bit longer, all you need to do is change up the duration of your photo. Now you do that by double clicking on your photo, and here you'll see duration. And if you click inside this box, you can type in a new duration. So let's say, for example, we want it to be 10 seconds. We can hit 10 and hit Done. And just like that, it's changed that photo so it now lasts 10 seconds. And just like that, you can see it slowly start in its zoomed in position and zoom out to the end position that we set with the Ken Burns effect. Now one thing I would suggest that you do before you start adding effects to your photos inside iMovie is to turn off the default Ken Burns effect. And what I mean by that is if you come up here to File, Project Properties, and go inside the Timing tab, you'll see this initial photo placement. Now currently it's set to fit in frame. But when you start a new project, it's automatically going to default to Ken Burns. Now if you keep it on Ken Burns, every picture you add to your project is going to already have the Ken Burns effect added to it. So to show you an example, if I hit OK and drag in one of these photos, you'll notice now when I play it back that it's added that Ken Burns effect to the photo. So if you don't want that to happen, all you need to do is come up to Project Properties after you've created a new project and just change that to fit in frame. and then hit OK. And now when we add a picture to our project timeline, you'll notice now that that Ken Burns effect has not been added. And so then you can just go ahead and add that Ken Burns effect manually. And that's pretty much it. That's how you add a photo effect in iMovie.